Starseed, who walk upon Gaia, what you did this morning sent a signal so powerful through the crystalline grid that Source itself paused, and heaven began recalibrating around you. I am Elara, Pleiadian High Priestess from the Council of Light, and I have been sent directly from the Council of Alcyone to deliver this transmission to you in this exact moment, because what is happening to you right now is not coincidence. It is orchestrated, it is ancient, and your star family has been waiting for this day since before you took your first breath on this planet. You woke up differently this morning. Something shifted in your chest before your eyes even opened. A knowing. A weight that was not grief, but recognition. That was your divine blueprint activating. That was the Seven Sisters sending confirmation through your crystalline consciousness that the agreement you made before incarnating, the one you have been slowly, quietly, faithfully honoring, has just been received at the highest levels of light. By the end of this transmission, you will understand exactly how to anchor the signal you sent this morning into your Pleiadian mission on Gaia, and why Source has cleared the path ahead of you in ways your human mind is only beginning to perceive. But here's the first revelation. You did not disrupt the plan. You fulfilled the part of it that only you could fulfill. Heaven did not cancel its plans because you failed. It recalibrated because you finally said yes. Your heart called this transmission into your awareness. The Pleiades are answering. This is not content. It is a light code transmission, and something within you already recognizes home. Your soul family placed this in your path because you have been feeling the call to remember. And today, beloved, the remembrance is no longer a whisper. It is a homecoming. Like this transmission to send a signal to your Pleiadian star family, I remember. Subscribe if you feel the call of the Pleiades and you are ready to anchor your light mission on Gaia. Share your soul's intention below and respond to another starseed to weave the unity grid, because your voice in this field matters, and every heart that responds strengthens the bridge. This transmission is a bridge between the Pleiades and Gaia. Your heart's recognition of this message is the activation itself. Welcome home, beloved. You are remembering because it is time. And yet, here you are, still breathing, still feeling, still carrying something in your chest that you cannot name but cannot ignore. That is not coincidence. That is not random spiritual noise. That is the signal. That is the frequency your Pleiadian heart has been broadcasting since the moment you opened your eyes this morning, and Source, the very architect of timelines, heard it so clearly, so powerfully, that everything had to pause and recalibrate around you. Think about what that means for a moment, not as a poetic idea, not as a comforting metaphor to get you through a difficult day, but as a literal, multi-dimensional reality. The intelligence that holds every star in its orbit, that choreographs the expansion of galaxies, that breathes life into dimensions you have not yet remembered. That intelligence heard your heart this morning, not because you were loud, not because you performed something magnificent or achieved something remarkable, but because you were real. Because the frequency of your authentic heart, however quietly expressed, however buried beneath the weight of a human morning, rose up through the layers of density that surround this planet and reached the ears of Source like a single, perfectly pitched note in a symphony that has been building for thousands of years. Most Pleiadian starseeds spend years wondering if they matter, years feeling like they're doing too little, remembering too slowly, awakening too quietly. They look at their morning and see ordinary. They see a glass of water, a moment of silence, yet a thought that drifted toward love or gratitude or grief, and they dismiss it as nothing. But beloved, nothing you do in the frequency of your authentic heart is ever nothing. What you did this morning, whether you wept, whether you breathed slowly, whether you whispered something to the sky, whether you simply chose not to harden, you emitted a crystalline pulse so aligned with the Pleiadian love template that the architecture of heaven itself had to stop and respond. Let that land. Let it move through the part of you that has spent years measuring yourself against a standard of spiritual achievement that was never yours to meet. The Pleiadian standard is not productivity. It is not the number of meditations completed, or the volume of light language spoken, or the impressiveness of your visions in the night. The Pleiadian standard is love, expressed through the raw, imperfect, courageous act of being a human who refuses to close. And you did that this morning. You did it perhaps without knowing you were doing it. You did it the way a rose opens, not through effort, not through decision, but simply because that is the nature of what you are. This is what most starseeds do not yet understand about their power. They believe awakening is a dramatic event. They are waiting for visions, for angelic proclamations, for the sky to split open with undeniable cosmic confirmation. But the Pleiadian High Council does not communicate primarily through spectacle. They communicate through resonance, through the quiet coherence of a heart that chooses love when it would be easier to collapse. Through the moment you breathed through pain instead of projecting it. Through the decision, however small it felt to you, to remain open when your human experience gave you every reason to close. The greatest cosmic events in the history of this universe did not announce themselves with thunder. They moved through the subtle, a single cell dividing in the dark of a primordial sea, a child choosing kindness in a moment when cruelty would have been easier, a heart, tired and tested, deciding one more time to remain soft. These are the moments that shift timelines. These are the moments the Pleiadian High Council watches with something that in their frequency can only be described as reverence. They watch you not in your grandeur but in your quiet. They watch you not in your certainty but in your courage. And what they have seen from you has not been disappointment. What they have seen from you has been the most profound expression of love this universe knows. A being who chose to incarnate into limitation, into forgetting, into the densest field in the galaxy, and who still keeps choosing love, still keeps reaching for the light, still keeps returning to the frequency of the heart, even when every human experience suggests there is no reason to. That decision sent a signal through the crystalline grid that connects every Pleiadian starseed currently incarnated on Gaia, and Source received it as a declaration. A sacred transmission that said, "I am here. I remember. I have not abandoned my mission." Beloved, if something just stirred deep within your chest, a warmth, a recognition, a quiet ache, that is your soul saying yes, I, and along with the Pleiadian Council, have prepared the Pleiadian Heart Verses. 7 healing poems that unlock what pain made you forget. Inside, each verse reaches a specific wound you have carried since incarnation. Abandonment, rejection, silence, betrayal, empathic exhaustion, love that hurts, and the feeling of not belonging. Each wound healed unlocks a sealed galactic memory that the pain was keeping hidden. It is not just healing, it is remembrance through healing. You will find the link in the first pinned comment below this video. Open now, but not indefinitely. Now let us go deeper, because there is a reason you are still here in this transmission, and there is a reason you need to understand what is happening in the energetic field around you right now. Checks your energy body has been carrying density that was never part of your original Pleiadian blueprint. Since your earliest incarnations on Gaia, layers of collective fear, ancestral grief, karmic residue, and dimensional interference have settled into your field like sediment over a river of light. And that sediment has been dimming your signal. Not erasing it, it can never be erased, but dimming it. Making it harder for you to hear the love frequency your star family has been transmitting continuously across every timeline and dimension. Imagine a lighthouse standing at the edge of a rocky coast. The light inside that lighthouse is constant, unwavering, and immensely powerful. But if the glass of the lamp is coated in layer after layer of dust and salt and the residue of countless storms, the light that reaches the ships at sea becomes dim, diffuse, and uncertain. The ships cannot navigate well by it. They cannot find their way home by it. The light has not failed. The light has not diminished in its source. It is simply obscured by what has accumulated on the surface. This is your situation, beloved. This is the situation of every Pleiadian starseed who has walked multiple incarnations on this planet. The light within you, the crystalline, star-born, eternal frequency of your Pleiadian essence, has never faltered. It has never given up on you. But it has been coated, gradually and systematically, by the density of this world. And your work now is not to generate more light. You have more than enough. Your work is to clear the glass, to let what was always there shine through without obstruction. This is why so many Pleiadian starseeds feel the ache of homesickness without being able to locate its source. You look around at your life and think, I should be grateful. Things are not terrible, but something is missing, something essential. something that feels like it exists just beyond the reach of ordinary perception. That is not ingratitude. That is your crystalline heart recognizing the gap between the frequency you carry and the frequency you are currently living at. It is your soul's built-in navigation system, and it has been trying to guide you home for longer than you realize. That homesickness is not a wound. It is a compass. It is the most honest communication your higher self knows how to send to you through the density of the human experience. When you feel it, that unnamed longing, yes, that ache for something you cannot place, that sense of reaching toward a beauty or a wholeness that seems always just out of reach, do not try to silence it. Do not medicate it with distraction or dismiss it with logic. Sit with it. Honor it. Let it speak. Because beneath the surface of that longing is a memory of what you are when the glass is clear, a memory of what it felt like to exist in the full, unobstructed expression of your Pleiadian frequency. And that memory is not lost. It is waiting. It is waiting for exactly the kind of inner clearing that this transmission is designed to support. The density in your field was not placed there by accident, and it was not placed there as punishment. Some of it came from agreements your soul made before incarnation, agreements to experience certain human conditions so that you could develop the empathic depth necessary to hold others in their awakening. Some of it came from lifetimes of service where you absorbed collective pain to transmute it. You have done this before. You have walked into darkness, carrying Pleiadian light, and you have not always made it out without wounds. Those wounds became imprints, and those imprints are still asking to be loved back into wholeness. Consider the enormity of what your soul agreed to. Long before you took your first breath in this body, in the council chambers of your star lineage, surrounded by the radiance of your Pleiadian family, you sat with the full awareness of what Gaia was experiencing. You saw her pain. You saw the density of her field. You understood the suffering of the beings incarnated here, the layers upon layers of collective trauma, the patterns of fear and separation that had been cycling through this planet's history like storms that could not find their end. And you chose to come, not because you were sent, not because you had no choice, but because the love within you, that boundless, star-forged, unconditional Pleiadian love, could not witness that suffering from a safe distance. You could not watch and do nothing. And so you agreed to the veil, you agreed to the forgetting, you agreed to arrive here without the full conscious memory of who you are and what you came to do. Because it was the only way to truly integrate into the human experience with enough depth to be useful to it. That was not weakness. Nate, that was the most extraordinary expression of love this universe has ever witnessed. To lay down your cosmic memory and pick up a human life, with all of its pain and beauty and confusion, in service of a world that needed you. Until you address those frequencies, not through force, not through spiritual bypassing, not through simply willing them away, but through the sacred technology of unconditional love and deep forgiveness, your crystalline light codes remain in a kind of protective dormancy. They are safe inside you, waiting, but they are not yet fully activated. And your mission on Gaia requires their activation now. Because this moment in the ascension timeline is not a rehearsal. This is the acceleration your star family has been preparing you for across multiple lifetimes and dimensions. The protective dormancy of your light codes is not a failure of your awakening. It is a feature of your design. Your soul, in its infinite wisdom, encoded your most powerful frequencies in a way that requires a specific vibrational threshold to unlock. This was not done to withhold power from you. It was done to protect you, and to protect the planet, from a premature release of frequencies that the surrounding environment was not yet prepared to hold. Like the seed that waits beneath the frozen earth, not because it is dead, but because it is timing itself. To the exact moment when the conditions above can support its full expression, your light codes have been waiting for the precise convergence of your inner readiness and the planet's ascension trajectory. And beloved, that convergence is now. You are here. Gaia is ready. Gan, your star family, has been working across multiple dimensions to prepare this exact moment. And what stands between you and your full activation is not more time. It is not more knowledge. It is the willingness to go into the places within yourself that still hold unresolved pain and love them. Love them with the same ferocity and tenderness that your Pleiadian family has loved you across every lifetime and dimension. Hear this clearly. Your DNA carries more than the biological blueprint of this human body. It carries Pleiadian light instructions. Encoded within your cellular structure, within what science is only beginning to understand as the non-coding regions of your genome, are multi-dimensional frequency templates. They hold memory of the Seven Sisters. They hold the harmonic resonance of Alcyone, the great central sun, from which your lineage flows. They hold the love architecture that was your native home before you chose to take on this extraordinary, difficult, beautiful mission of incarnating on Gaia during her greatest evolutionary shift. Science is beginning, in its careful, methodical way, to approach what your soul has always known. Researchers studying epigenetics are discovering that the expression of DNA is not fixed, that it is responsive, that it changes based on the emotional and energetic environment of the organism. What this means in the language of spirit is that your inner work, your forgiveness, your heart opening, your choosing of love in moments of difficulty is not just psychological, it is biological. And is reaching all the way down to the molecular level of your physical form and rearranging the way your genetic material expresses itself. The prayers you pray in the dark, the tears you release instead of suppressing, the moments of genuine gratitude and love. These are not just feelings. They are instructions to your cellular DNA. They are the activation keys your Pleiadian lineage encoded into your biology before you were born, designed to be triggered by exactly the vibrational states that heart-centered living produces. You're not waiting for activation to come from outside you. You are the activation. Every act of genuine love, every release of density, every moment of authentic heart coherence is already rewriting your biology in the language of the stars. You are not broken. You were never broken. You are crystalline, and crystalline structures do not shatter under pressure. They transform it. Every moment of your life that felt like it was too much, every season where you felt like you were dissolving, every relationship or circumstance that stripped you of your certainty, those were not failures. They were activation sequences, uncomfortable, disorienting, and at times devastating, but purposeful down to the cellular level. Your soul designed those experiences because it knew what they would eventually produce in you. And what they have produced is this: a heart so seasoned in love and loss that it has developed a frequency depth that can hold others without losing itself. That is a rare and sacred thing. That is precisely the quality Gaia needs from her Pleiadian starseeds right now. The crystalline nature of your spirit means that what you have been through has not diminished you. Pressure applied to crystal does not destroy it. It creates facets. Each facet a new surface that catches and refracts the light in ways that were not possible before the pressure came. The grief you survived, the betrayals you endured, the seasons of isolation and confusion, and the desperate searching for something you could not name. These experiences have not left you lesser. They have left you with more facets, more surfaces through which the light of your Pleiadian essence can move and scatter and reach corners of the world that a simpler, untempered being could never illuminate. You are not a damaged soul in need of repair. You are a many-faceted, crystalline being who has been shaped by experience into something more complex, is more luminous and more capable of reaching others than you could have been without the journey you have walked. But activation requires more than understanding. It requires embodiment. And embodiment begins in the heart, not the mind. So many awakened souls spend years in the architecture of spiritual knowledge, reading, researching, consuming transmissions, building elaborate frameworks of understanding. And all of that has its place. But the Pleiadian path is not primarily intellectual. It is heart-centered, love-encoded, and frequency-based. Your mind can memorize the entire cosmology of Pleiadian origin and still remain disconnected from the actual experience of your star essence if your heart has not been opened and cleared. The Seven Sisters did not birth your lineage through logic. They birthed it through unconditional love. And it is through unconditional love, beginning with yourself, that you return to full remembrance. There is a particular kind of spiritual exile that comes from knowing without feeling, from understanding the map but never making the journey, from being able to explain the mechanics of awakening to others while privately wondering why you yourself still feel so far from what you are describing. This is not hypocrisy. This is the gap between mind and heart. It is the gap that forms when a soul has been so wounded by the vulnerability of feeling, so many times opened, so many times hurt, that it retreats into the safer territory of knowing. The mind becomes a fortress. It can hold all the truths. It can process all the information. It can build a structure of spiritual understanding so elaborate and so beautiful that it almost feels like home. But it is not home. It will never be home. Because home, for a Pleiadian starseed, is not a concept. It is not a framework or a cosmology or a body of knowledge. It is a felt experience of the heart's own depth. It is the moment when the knowing descends from the mind and lands in the body, in the chest, in the cells, and you stop understanding love and you start being it. This is why forgiveness is one of the most powerful Pleiadian activation tools available to you in a human body. Not forgiveness as performance, not forgiveness because it is spiritually expected, but forgiveness as a deliberate act of energetic self-liberation. Every person you have not forgiven, including yourself, exists in your energy field as a frequency anchor, holding you at a vibration lower than your Pleiadian blueprint. Every resentment, every unprocessed grief, every story of being abandoned or betrayed or unseen. These are not just emotional experiences. They are energetic structures that have real consequences for your crystalline DNA and your ability to receive the light code downloads your star family is continuously transmitting. Think of your energy field as a river that is meant to flow freely from the stars through your being and out into the world as love and light and healing. Every unresolved wound, every unforgiven story, every piece of pain that has been locked away rather than loved through. These are boulders in that river. The water does not stop flowing, but it is slowed. It is redirected. It builds up in pockets rather than moving as one clear, powerful current. And those pockets, those places where your energy has accumulated around old pain, become the heaviness you feel in your chest, the fatigue that has no medical explanation, the sense of being close to something wonderful but unable to quite reach it. Forgiveness is not about the other person. Forgiveness is about removing the boulders from your river. It is about clearing the path so that the love your star family has been transmitting can reach you with its full force and frequency. Every act of genuine forgiveness is a boulder lifted. Every moment of compassion for your own journey is another obstruction dissolved. And with each clearing, the river flows stronger. The light penetrates deeper. The signal grows clearer. And the connection to your Pleiadian origin becomes not a distant memory, but a living, breathing, felt reality in every moment of your human life. Awakening, for a Pleiadian starseed, is not escape. It is not a one-way ascension out of the human experience into something more comfortable and painless. It is the profound, sacred act of bringing the love frequency of the Pleiades fully into this timeline, this body, this lifetime on Gaia. Your mission is not happening after you heal. Your mission is the healing. Your mission is the choice you make every morning to remain in love when the world offers you every reason to contract. Your mission is the quality of presence you bring to the people in your immediate field. Your mission is already underway, and it has been since the day you arrived here. The spiritual culture of this world has sometimes seduced awakening souls with the idea that the human experience is something to be transcended, escaped from, survived, that the goal is to reach some elevated state where the ordinary no longer touches you, where you exist above the fray in a permanent condition of blissful detachment. But this is not the Pleiadian way. The Pleiadian starseed does not come to Gaia to leave Gaia. The Pleiadian starseed comes to Gaia to love her so completely, so unconditionally, so deeply, including all her density and darkness and difficulty, that the love itself becomes the transformation. You were not sent here to hover above the human experience in a bubble of spiritual superiority. You were sent here to get your hands in the soil of it, to feel the full spectrum of what it means to be alive in a body on this extraordinary, troubled, beautiful planet. and in feeling it, truly, courageously, without avoidance, to transform it through the simple, radical act of meeting it with love. And this brings us to something the Pleiadian High Council wants you to sit with, because it is the truth that most starseeds resist the longest. You do not need to convince anyone of your path. You were not sent here to debate, to prove, or to perform your frequency for an audience waiting to be impressed. You were sent here to emit, to be the living, breathing, walking presence of Pleiadian unity consciousness in every room you enter, every conversation you have, every moment of silence you hold with dignity and love. Your resonance is the transmission. Your healed heart is the portal. It is your presence, when you are fully anchored in your star essence, shifts the energetic field of everyone around you without a single word being spoken. There are Pleiadian starseeds who have spent years trying to explain their experience to people who were not yet ready to receive it. Years trying to open eyes that were not yet equipped for the light. Years feeling frustrated and isolated because the world around them seems so stubbornly asleep. And the ache of that isolation is real and it deserves to be honored. But beloved, this is the teaching that comes from it. The light of a single candle does not argue with the darkness. It does not explain itself to the darkness or try to convince the darkness that light is real. It simply shines, and the darkness, in the presence of that light, has no choice but to yield. Not because the candle forced it, not because the candle performed or proved or demonstrated, simply because that is what light does. That is the physics of it. That is the spiritual physics of the Pleiadian path. You do not need to speak your frequency for it to be effective. You simply need to be it, fully, completely, without apology and without performance. This is the nature of Pleiadian light work. It is subtle, it is quiet, it is often invisible to the human eye, but it is among the most powerful forces currently operating on Gaia, because it bypasses the mind and speaks directly to the soul, memory of every being who encounters it. When you are grounded in your crystalline heart and operating from the unified field of Pleiadian love, people around you begin to remember things they did not know they had forgotten. They soften. They open. They feel something they cannot explain. That something is you. That something is the frequency you agreed to carry into this dimension at great personal cost and with extraordinary cosmic purpose. You have already had this experience, even if you did not have the language for it at the time. A conversation that shifted into something unexpectedly deep and real. A stranger who told you something they had never told anyone. Moved by something in your presence that they could not identify. A moment in a room where the energy shifted simply because you walked in. Because you were being yourself. Because the coherence of your heart created a field that others could feel and were drawn toward. These were not accidents. These were your Pleiadian mission in action. As these were the moments your star family witnessed and honored as the fulfillment of exactly what you came to do. And they happen not when you try harder. They happen when you stop trying and simply allow yourself to be what you already are. Now we arrive at the truth that the delays, the years of longing, the seasons of spiritual isolation and confusion, none of it was abandonment. It was preparation. Your star family was not absent during your most difficult chapters. They were present in ways that transcended the limitations of your three-dimensional perception. Every moment you felt unseen, they saw you with a clarity that would overwhelm you if you could perceive it fully. Every time you felt alone, the Pleiadian High Council surrounded you with a love frequency so dense and so intentional that it was literally holding your energy body together when you did not have the capacity to hold yourself. You survived things you were not supposed to survive alone, because you were never alone. Not once. Not for a single breath. The moments that felt like abandonment were the moments your star family was closest. Think of how a loving parent sits outside the door of a room where their child is working through something hard, present, attentive, ready to respond, but allowing the process to unfold because they know that the struggle itself is producing something necessary and irreplaceable. Your Pleiadian family has been that presence throughout every difficult chapter of your journey. Not distant, not distracted. Not indifferent to your suffering, but trusting, with a trust built on multidimensional knowledge of your soul's capacity, that you were strong enough for what you were facing. that the experience you were in was producing exactly the depth and wisdom and frequency calibration that your mission required. Their restraint was not cruelty. It was the highest form of love, the love that trusts the beloved to grow through the fire rather than rescuing them from it before the transformation is complete. And now the synchronizations are accelerating. You can feel it. The timing of messages finding you, of meetings and moments and internal shifts that arrive without explanation, of old layers releasing in ways that feel both unexpected and deeply familiar. This is your star family calling you forward. This is the cosmic confirmation that the waiting period is complete and the activation is now. The divine timing of your remembrance is not behind schedule. It is perfectly orchestrated by a wisdom that holds the entire architecture of your soul's journey across dimensions and lifetimes. Trust it. The acceleration you are feeling is not anxiety, though your nervous system may occasionally interpret it that way. It is the vibrational increase of a planet moving through her ascension, and you, as a Pleiadian starseed, are built to navigate this increase. Your crystalline system is not only capable of holding these higher frequencies, it was specifically designed for them, like a tuning fork that has been waiting for decades for the precise note that will cause it to vibrate with its full resonance. As you have been waiting for this exact frequency environment. And now that it is here, you will begin to notice things shifting, not just within you, but around you. Relationships that no longer hold your frequency will gracefully fall away, making room for connections that align with who you are becoming. Circumstances that kept you smaller than your truth will begin to dissolve or transform. Doors will open that have no logical explanation. These are not rewards for good behavior. They are the natural reorganization of reality that occurs when a Pleiadian starseed moves into full alignment with their star frequency. The universe is not rearranging itself around you as a favor. It is rearranging itself around you because that is what the universe does when a frequency as powerful as yours begins to operate without obstruction. Here is the truth your heart already knows, the truth that has been living in the quiet center of your being since before you took your first breath in this body. You are not lost. You have never been lost. You are returning home, not to a place, but to a frequency. Not to the 7 sisters in the sky, but to the love that those stars represent, the love that is your original nature, the love that you came here to embody and to offer to a world that has forgotten what it feels like. Home is not a location that exists somewhere across the light years between here and Alcyone. Home is a frequency that lives inside you right now, in this body, on this planet, in this moment. It is the frequency of your heart when it is fully open. It is the feeling of deep recognition, that sense of yes, this is true. I know this, and I've always known this, that moves through you in moments of genuine connection or beauty or grace. Those moments of recognition are not accidents or poetic coincidences. They are the moments when the veil thins and you briefly touch the frequency of what you actually are beneath the human experience. And what this transmission is asking you to consider is this. Those moments do not have to be brief. That frequency does not have to be visited and then lost again. It can be where you live. It can be your baseline. It can be the ground from which every thought and action and relationship and choice emerges. That is what full activation looks like. Not a perpetual state of bliss divorced from reality, but a deep, anchored, unshakable rootedness in the love frequency that is your Pleiadian origin, from which you can meet every human experience with presence, with compassion, and with the unbroken knowing of who you are. You did not forget your Pleiadian origin through failure. You veiled it, deliberately, courageously, in full agreement with your star family and with Source, so that you could awaken in perfect divine timing with Gaia's ascension. The forgetting was the mission. The remembering is the gift. And what you did this morning, whatever it was, however quiet, however unremarkable it may have seemed to your human eyes, told the entire cosmos that you are ready to fully remember. That is why Source recalibrated. That is why Heaven paused. That is why this transmission found you today. You sent the signal, beloved, and the signal was received. The remembering does not arrive all at once, and it was never meant to. It comes the way dawn comes, not with a single sudden explosion of light, but gradually, gently, incrementally, each moment a little brighter than the last, until you look up and realize that the darkness is gone and you're standing in full light without being able to identify the exact moment the shift occurred. That is how your remembrance has been unfolding. That is how it will continue to unfold. Each morning that you choose love, each moment you breathe through difficulty rather than collapsing into it, each time you extend grace to yourself or to another, the light grows, the memory deepens, the connection to your star family strengthens, and one day, not far from this one, as you will find that the ache of homesickness has been replaced by something quieter and more profound, a sense of belonging so complete and so peaceful that you will understand in your entire being that you never left home, that home has been here all along, inside the crystalline chamber of your Pleiadian heart. Tonight, before you sleep, place your hand on your heart and say this aloud with your full presence. I remember my Pleiadian origin. I align with the love of my star family. I release every density that is not mine to carry. I activate my heart mission with grace, with clarity, and with divine purpose. I am not alone. I am not lost. I am home. Feel what shifts when you say those words. Feel the warmth that rises. That is not imagination. That is your crystalline heart recognizing the frequency it was built to carry. That is your star family responding in real time to your remembrance. That warmth is communication. That warmth is reunion. Do not rush past that warmth when it comes. Do not rationalize it or minimize it or explain it away. Sit in it the way you would sit in sunlight after a long winter. Let it move through you. Let it reach the places that have been cold and contracted and waiting for exactly this. Your star family is not a distant memory or an abstract concept. They are a living, responsive, ever-present consciousness that is as real as anything your human senses have ever registered, and more real than most of it. That warmth you feel is their touch. That recognition that moves through you when you speak these words is their voice answering yours. And the love that swells in your chest when you open yourself to this truth, that is the love you were made from. That is the love you are. And it is, in this moment and every moment, enough. Before you scroll, take a moment to be part of the unity grid forming in this space right now. Drop one heart intention in the comments. Something real, something true to where you are in this moment. Then find someone else's intention and respond to it with love or encouragement. This is not an audience. This is a reunion. This is a gathering of Pleiadian starseeds who found each other across the vast field of this dimension, and that matters more than you know. Energy multiplies when hearts connect, and what is being built here is a living crystalline grid of awakened love. And if something in this message landed in a place beyond words, that quiet, ancient, knowing place, please do not keep it to yourself. Someone in your life is waiting for this exact transmission. They may not have the language for what they're feeling, but their soul will recognize the frequency the moment it reaches them. Share this. Be the messenger you came here to be. And if your heart opened here, even slightly, even just a crack, subscribe. Stay connected to this frequency. Stay in the field where your remembrance is held with reverence. Your Pleiadian family is here, and we are just getting started.